Welcome in to the Two Dads, One Mic read-out. My name's Taylor. This is Mike. Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Welcome to the 13th episode of Two Dads, One Mic. I'm Taylor. This is Mike, and we are back yet again for you, the one viewer that we have.
Providing mediocre baseline.
Yeah, basic as shit. Correct.
Basic as shit.
So,
speaking of basic as shit,
absolutely.
our drink of the show.
Yes, start us off.
We wanted to go fancy tonight. I've got the mustache going. I'm going to do pinkies up all night.
Your porn stash. Your pornography.
We are drinking wine tonight.
We have 3 bottles
of wine. We are ready to go
tonight. I want to get crazy.
We have, this is a Malbec, 1,000 Lives. I got it because it had a cool elephant on it.
Just like the night will be. 1,000 lives.
1,000 lives. There you go. So, Malbec, we both are red wine people.
Yes, correct.
For wine people, we're just more equal opportunity drinkers.
We are.
Really
like a smorgasbord of, we had that bubbler tonight.
Yeah.
Vodka. And that was
just basic.
There were two drinks in.
We had a neighborhood dinner tonight. That was breakfast. It was great. It was on the flat top.
Yeah.
I love that thing. The more I use it, the more I love it.
Yeah. I understand.
I thought you were going to say, well, I love when you cook.
I do.
But no, your wife was like, bubblers? Those are non-alcoholic. As we're giggling like schoolgirls. We're like, not these ones.
Not these ones. Yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things. And they'll be real short and sweet. But the first things, we'll recap our evening. Mike kind of brought it up already that we had family dinner with 2 families, and then we'll go into shooting for the stars. And what we mean by that is essentially as adults, when you have kids, there's a lot of times that you are afraid to take certain risks in life. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you almost have to wait while your kids grow up before you take certain risks.
Back shelf stuff.
Yeah. You put things on the back burner until you can actually potentially do these things.
Yep. So we got some stories, some fun stuff that we went through this week that kind of brought that to light. I did a TikTok where I just kind of babbled as I was doing dishes.
Yep.
And it just kind of hit me like, this is cool what we're doing.
Yep.
Who we're reaching out to, trying to get guests on and stuff like that. So like, it just kind of hit me like, why not talk about this, and why are we always so afraid to shoot for the stars?
Right, exactly.
But first, the recap of the nightcap.
Morning came, and then early afternoon, and then we had Mike's shot us a text saying, pretty much that, family dinner tonight, and it's typically something that we try to do more often during the week on a Friday.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's tired and we don't feel like doing shit besides just eating and then reminiscing about how shitty our week was.
Yep. And literally how much shit was wiped out of asses, and how much dirty undies and down the slides and all that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, we sometimes we'll just order pizzas. I was feeling, we have an early soccer game tomorrow. It's not that early. So like there's some people who it's a 9:00 game.
Oh, okay.
So it's not bad. It's not early.
Yeah.
But like some of these games have been at noon or 1. So
sure. So this is earlier.
This is earlier. We have to get up going. Plus we're going to a pumpkin farm right from his game.
Okay.
With some of his cousins and stuff like that. So I like to make a warm breakfast for them on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Because they don't get
the good shit.
They don't get a good thing. They'll get, some protein waffles or a bowl of cereal
or Go-Gurts.
They'll get that quick stuff because we try to let them sleep in as much as possible.
Yeah, every minute counts.
And they need it. But my wife needs to get to work, and she gets them to school before she gets to work.
Yes.
And she waits as long as she can.
Yep.
And so there's just no time for it. So I try to make more like a nice breakfast for the weekends because I feel like it's I don't know. I just like cooking.
It's a nice job. Mike likes to cook.
As you can tell by my physique.
His lady figure.
My lady figure.
So Mike made a bomb-ass dinner for us tonight. We essentially had eggs. We had hash browns. We had sausage links.
Your daughter gave me a 10 out of 10.
I know. And she don't like hash brown. I don't know where the fuck that came from. But
I asked her, so, do you like hash browns? She's like, yeah, I love hash browns.
I know.
It's just when you're like,
when she said that, I'm like, shitty potatoes? The fuck is this?
You did point it out. Do you know what those are made of?
Right.
Like,
Well, that's the thing. So, because my wife's always like, well, don't tell them. Like, no, I want them to understand, like, this is good.
You got to get the balance, though. You got to let them
piss or poot.
Cheers. This wine is too good. This is real good. I would get this by the case. This is really good. Yeah. It's the perfect balance of fruity and dry. Yeah. For me, for my taste, but maybe a little drier if I'm not wanting to drink as much wine. Sure. I won't consume it so fast.
That's what that buttered up. That's what that's going to taste like. Yep. Actually, I've never tried that. So yeah, that might be another one that we don't like. We'll see.
I doubt it.
But anyway,
as bad as that Twisted Tea shit.
Send us free shit.
Convince me otherwise.
So yeah, so she doesn't like hash browns or potatoes. And she ate the potatoes, and she said it was a 10 out of 10. And let me just tell you something. I also had, was it the French toast bagel that you had?
Yeah.
So Mike had French toast bagels, which then I threw all the hash browns, all the eggs, all the sausage legs, and the bacon on top, and some cheese on top.
Because we're from Wisconsin,
it was
do it without cheese.
Delicious. Delicioso. Yeah. Well done, sir.
I will make breakfast on that. That's like one of the meals, but I say this, and really every meal that I make on there is bomb ass because it's awesome. I think breakfast is one of the best things to have a big griddle for, though.
By the way, I make breakfast slut. I will do dirty things. I will do dirty things.
Breakfast sandwich
or breakfast
or milkshake.
Or milkshake. If anyone would like to take me out on both those things, I would appreciate it. So, anyways,
you know how to get him into the unmarked white van.
Yeah, the breakfast also. Yeah, pretty much. You could just have a sign that I would probably walk in. It's really no big deal. But anyway, so that's kind of where I want to transition into this next topic. And so Mike was talking about how he likes to cook and he likes to do those things. And I kind of made a joke today, like, "Oh, you should be a chef." And Mike's like, "I don't have the time for that or the hours." And
I don't want those hours.
Right, exactly. So I think the biggest thing for us as adults, like I mentioned earlier, where Mike was kind of going into, we kind of slid into some DMs this week.
We did. And we have slid into a couple DMs
so
last week or two.
The first one, we'll start with me, is I was watching a Frank Caliendo, who is a voice impressionist.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He started out on Mad TV way back in the day.
Right, and so he does the John Madden, John Gruden's, and Stephen A. Smith's, and many
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, so on.
He's amazing. If you close your eyes, you wouldn't tell that it's the same dude.
Right, exactly. So I was watching one of his videos, I was laughing my ass off, and I decided to take a risk. And as adults, we sometimes don't feel that we should take those risks because we don't know what the outcome is going to be. And so I said, well, fuck it. I'll just do it. I'll message Frank Caliendo on TikTok. Now, I have not heard back.
No.
And I don't think
we're not going to hear back.
No, but it was one of those where I felt like, screw it. So I messaged him.
Shout out Frank Caliendo.
Correct.
We love you.
If you come across this video, we reached out. But I reached out like, hey, I told myself I would never do this. I slid into a celebrity's DMs.
Yeah.
And it just said, hey, if you have 10 minutes of your time where we can talk about this, that, and the next thing, we would love to have you on. Let me know what you think. And we'll see. May not happen today.
So how this went from my point of view.
Yeah.
I was at work. I get back to my phone around lunchtime, and usually I'll make a couple calls, if I got a call on insurance or something like that. Like I'll take care of some business, or I'll edit, do a little bit of editing. Check my phone, and there's a text from Taylor. It says, "Do you know Frank Caliendo?" And I thought to myself, well, not personally, because this definitely would have been a conversation beforehand if I had known him personally. But I know of him, so I'm like, yeah. But as I was responding, he does impersonations of people. Like, I know who he is. Yes, I know who Frank Caliendo is. And I'm thinking back in my head, like, oh shit, did he like one of our videos?
Yeah.
Or like started following us or something like that. And thinking you're gonna have a reason to bring him up. And he's like, I just slid into his DMs. And I'm like, I literally in disbelief was like, for the podcast?
Yeah.
To come on the podcast? And he's like, fuck yeah. I literally text back, he's never going to respond.
I know.
He's so big.
Correct.
He doesn't have the time.
He got 2 million followers on TikTok.
Right.
He's all over TV.
He's far more important and doing far better things than coming
on. Of course, right.
But then as I thought about it, I'm like, well, yeah, because you said fuck it. I just said, fuck it, I'm going to shoot my shot.
Right.
And it got me thinking, and in terms of end of the day, as the kids are in bed, the wife was feeling super tired. She had a long day, so she was just relaxing in bed. I wanted to clean up the kitchen because if I leave it go one night, then it compounds.
Yeah, I get it.
And that's the hub of our house. So like, if that's messy, the whole house feels messy, no matter if it is or isn't.
It's just one area.
So I try. I'm not perfect, but I try to keep up with it. So I was down there and just kind of thinking, and it was like the only quiet time I get in the day. So I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, man, why are we trained as adults to not, and I'm not even going to say not take that risk, because there's no risk involved with this scenario.
Correct.
Right? Why not shoot for the stars? Why not reach out to Frank Caliendo and say, hey, that's kind of what I did. We have another guest. We haven't scheduled the time that he's coming on. We have another guest who's got a pretty decent following on TikTok. That we're just starting talks with. We asked him if he wanted to come on. He said, yeah, I'm down. And that's as far as we are right now. But like, that was kind of like what that is on a much smaller scale, right? But it seemed like a cool, laid back dude that, why not? Like, I followed him. He posted something that was funny. I started following, watching some of his stuff, and I was like, why not? I'll just DM. I don't know this guy.
No, of course not.
And say, hey, we do a podcast. We're just two dads talking about whatever the fuck we want.
About random shit.
And like, do you want to come on? And he's like, sure. And he's like, I'm busy, but I was like, we got no timeline.
Oh yeah, we could do it.
We could wait
now. We could do it now.
I don't care. But that didn't seem as much of a like go shoot your shot as sliding into
Frank Caliendo's
DM.
Well, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, but it got me thinking, like, but why not? Like, I don't even consider stuff like that,
right?
Because I can't take the risk.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right? So I just assume, taking a big shot, there's got to be a risk involved.
Right.
No.
Right.
Like, there isn't. What's he going to say? No?
Well, right.
Or not respond? Probably.
Right.
But, like, and I'm not going to think any differently of him or his crew or whoever's managing his socials.
You don't even know he exists.
He's not managing his socials.
No.
I understand how that works.
Right.
But, like, it just got me thinking, like, why not shoot for it and go and try it? Like,
well, and that's the thing. So, like, I know for me, kind of off topic, but same subject, is that, like, I'm into the political world, right? So I as most of you are well aware, if you who do follow us here on this channel,
it's been a passion of yours, and not just like trying to get into to debates. You're not trying to debate everyone on everything. You genuinely have a passion for following local government, like all levels of government. You fill us in on all the shit that's going on in the neighborhood, like all the possibilities, all the things they're talking about, or whatever. You keep us in the know. You go to the common council meeting, so it's not like some people are into politics just to try to puff their feathers up and stuff. Of course, you're very much not.
And that's why, like, when I started the TikTok channel that I have, like, with Dad, it's like, I started it originally to do parenting things. That's what, so that's why I like with Dad, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to post a video here and there. This wasn't making any traction. And I'm like, well, all of a sudden political videos started coming on my For You page. And I'm like, you know what? I'll make one. And then I made two. And then 10, 15, 30, 40 later, I'm like, oh shit, I'm really good at this. Like, I could finally kind of go on my platform. I have a decent sized following that, and it's great. Well, I've always, as you're well aware, I've considered going into local government or whatever. And
considering he's just waiting. It's just
a matter of time.
Yeah.
But I also have 3 kids. And I think for me, where it's like, it's not a risk, right? But we talk about shooting for the stars.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, is like shooting for the stars.
Yeah.
And
following your passion.
Passion.
What makes you happy.
Right. What makes me tick, what makes me feel confident about the things I do on a day-to-day basis. And so I think, having the kids part of it is a struggle for me to want to do what I want to do, and not in a bad way. It's just like, I like the time that I would have to give to do said thing. It just doesn't exist.
Well, because you don't want your kids to feel like they're holding you back.
Of course.
But they are. Like, and not in a bad way.
Right.
Like, there's an old country song, like, if I hadn't met you, whatever, I'd be out with the boys, I'd be fishing, I'd be golfing, I'd be doing all these things, but I wouldn't ever change it.
Right.
I wouldn't exchange it for what we have.
Right. Like, I could do all these other things, but
if I didn't have a wife and kids, I could do whatever the hell I want. Right.
Close your oyster at that point.
Right. But there's no way in hell I would trade what I have for everything, right?
Right.
So it's taking away the negative connotation of the kids are holding me back. They're not holding me back. I'm prioritizing my children.
Of course.
At this point in my life, then
And that's the thing. I'm throwing the time that I have physically in the day at the thing that I feel is most important to me in this world, right? And so that's where, for me, it's like, I think eventually once the kids get a little older and they grow up and they do all that stuff, that's where, for me, I would feel more comfortable saying, okay, I can do this. Yeah. And I know I can do it. You know what I mean? And so that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's because you try to teach your kids to shoot for the stars. Yeah. Like, you can be anything. You can do anything. What do you want to do? Right. Where's your passion? You know.
Yeah, 3 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching it. So it's you try to say those things and instill those values into your children. Right. Whether it's from sports, like my biggest thing is, and growing up, I played baseball, I did football, a little bit of basketball, and I wrestled. Like, those are my passions, and those are my passions. And I don't necessarily need to push my kids to do those same things. If they did, great. Right. I would love it. I would enjoy it. I would have so much fun watching them grow through that journey. But I just want them to find a passion for something. And kids, honestly, I can tell them 10 times, follow your dreams, do what you want to do. They're never going to listen to that. Of course not. But part of the tricky balance is to be able to personify that. Yeah. Right? To show them, hey, I'm doing something, I'm chasing down one of my dreams. Right. Yeah. Right? I want to do this, which is hard to do when you have the kids. Yeah. And all their commitments and stuff, because they are the priority. So it's a tough balance to try to figure that out and try to be like, look, I'm doing something that I want, some goal that I want to achieve. Right. And I want to show you, I'm getting this bigger and bigger itch to to show my kids, or like reach for something, but let them see me struggle. Let me see,
and that's the biggest thing.
Let them see me struggle through that to earn it.
That's the biggest thing about it, is where it's like, I don't ever want my kids, I don't ever want to live through my kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so, like, when we talk about shooting for the stars, that even applies to children, right? Where it's like, you want them to excel in the thing that they want to do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of parents, and maybe it's just my opinion, but like, I feel like a lot of parents try to live through their kids. Yeah. Because they didn't have that chance to shoot for the stars, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't get to do the sport thing that they wanted to do, or they didn't have enough time in that thing. Yeah. And I don't ever want to do that for my kids, because I feel like I'm gonna try to lead them into something. I'm gonna try to guide them to like the things that I liked when I was growing up. But if they don't like it, I'm not gonna force them to like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think for kids and for adults, I feel like we're all kind of in the same sphere of like, it's you want to do the things you love to do. Yeah. You want to shoot for the stars, doing it the way you want to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, anyways.
No, I agree with that. It's a tough thing to find that balance and trying to be that role model for your kids and doing all that. But also, on top of that, you have to provide them the social, emotional support they need.
Yeah, 1,000%.
The physical energy they need to drain every day.
Correct.
You need to get them, you need to earn money to pay the bills.
Well,
right. And that takes away from the time. And then anytime you're not doing that, then you want to spend the time with them. Right. It's like, it's so easy to just give up on everything you're trying for.
Right. Well,
or anything that you would find your passion.
Right. Well, and that's why I give parents, especially like single parents, a lot of credit, because I came from a divorced household. And so, like, it was mainly my mom and I, right? Mm-hmm. And I think for my mom, like, sure, there was a lot of things that she could have done when I was growing up, but she wanted to let me do the things that I wanted to do, and excel at doing those things. Yeah. And that was what made her happy. You know what I mean? And so I give parents a lot of credit that go through the struggle. Right. And even like today, right? Like, you talk about just like us in general, where we may not be able to do this one thing because maybe it's too expensive, or maybe it's, maybe there's too much going on, or whatever the circumstance is. And I feel like, that's a struggle. because you want your kid to do all the things. You want your kid to be able to do everything that they want to do, but sometimes you physically can't.
You physically and you also want them to just be a kid,
right?
Because they're only going to get
no. Right off the bat.
They're only going to get a couple years to be a kid.
Well, and
then school becomes such a requirement and such not a burden, but it takes so much time even outside of school.
Of course, but that's where it's like, and we could go on to the sports thing and talk about like how Johnny needs to be on the team at 4 years old, and it's like, well, no, Johnny doesn't. Though that's the thing about it. If Johnny wants to play a sport, just let him be a kid until he's ready to play that sport, right? And we're not going to get into that topic, but we could. But again, going back to what we were talking about, I think it's important to understand that every group of parents, no matter if it's one parent or two, they all go through a similar struggle of like, they want to put their shit on the back burner to allow their kids to go on the front. And to me, that's the biggest thing. And that's the most important thing is if you have kids, the kids come first. Yeah. Your shit will come. It's just not going to come when you want it to. So anyways.
Yeah. It's just, you almost are in survival mode as you're trying to keep a small child, like a newborn alive. Then you're adapting to, you're learning all this as a new parent. You just naturally push everything to the side.
Right, absolutely.
And it takes a strong couple.
Yeah.
To allow the other, like to allow your partner to chase those dreams or do what they want or find a passion for.
Right.
Which is like what our wives do when we're doing this. My wife is probably still sitting with my daughter, trying to get her to fall asleep, stuff like that. Checked in, hey, do you want me to help out? Like, offered to do that stuff, but she's like, no, I'm just gonna sit in bed anyways. Yeah. Like, go do your thing. Right. That support from a spouse in any situation is what can allow you to, once you realize, hey, I feel like I want to show my kids what I mean by pursuing a dream. Yeah. Or by following or working towards something. Even though, like, our kids don't watch this podcast because it's,
of course, it's
fucking inappropriate for them, but they know we do it. Yeah. They know that we,
there's familiarity
as adults,
right?
And that they can't watch it.
Correct.
So like the first time they were searching around on YouTube and Two Dads One Mic come up, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, that's your podcast."
Like, yes, it is.
Yeah, that is.
Well, and I feel like for us, I feel like we talk about doing something that we're passionate about, right? And I do feel like we have taken this podcast very seriously, and like to a point of like we
seriously and not
seriously, right? Like we are we are consistent.
Yes,
and I think our wives see that it's something that we enjoy doing together. Yeah, as friends, and I think for us, like we look at this and say, okay, why not just spill our shit to the 8 people that follow this podcast? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're one more than last week.
Well, right, exactly. So I think that's the thing, right? Where it's like, you got to find a balance. You got to be able to if you want to do something that you're passionate about, figuring out how can you fit that into your schedule, or is it something that's so big that you need to wait a little bit?
Yeah, because there's always a sacrifice. We sacrifice sleep.
Yep.
Like,
right.
Like that's what we're sacrificing.
But we're aware that we're doing this.
Yeah, and we'd
like to do this.
We could record like, oh, hey, we're going to record. Wives, you take the kids. We're doing whatever. Right. But we want to be there for each other. I also don't get to see my wife all day. We come home, we want to talk. More of us talk, or we
do something.
Like, you want to have those conversations and be there. And we could, I feel like we could dive into this.
Oh, we could talk out.
A couple different branches of this in general.
Right.
But it just to kind of put a bow on it, it's one of those things that opened my eyes a little bit. When you text me, I just slid into Frank Caliendo's DMs. And my initial reaction was like, what the fuck are you thinking?
I know.
Right? But then as I thought about it, I'm like, and as I told everyone at work, I'm like, yeah, my buddy just slid into, Frank Caliendo's DMs. And they're like, well, why not?
Why not?
I'm like, well, yeah, I suppose. Like, what's it going to do? When there's no risk involved.
Correct.
Like, you're just so used to not taking the shot because there's risk involved.
Right.
Making an investment, starting a new business, that has a lot of risk to it.
Yeah.
That requires a lot more thought. This is shoot from the hip. There's no repercussions if nothing comes of it.
Well, and I think like
But we can say we reached out to them.
Exactly. Well, and I think, like, for me personally, like, TikTok, hello, everybody. We will get to
We're here.
We will get to you in a few minutes. I think for me, like, TikTok, I have gained some pretty substantial followers where, they have 500,000 followers or they have 2 million followers or whatever, but these people followed me.
Yeah.
And for me, so it's like, I've learned to gain more confidence based off of, like, oh shit, like, these people like to hear what I have to say.
And how you deliver.
Exactly. And I think, so, like, when it comes to this, trying to get guests on our podcast, I think, like you said, shoot from the hip, right? Well, because what the fuck do you got to lose?
Yep. Yeah. So we're talking about the struggles of not taking the shot or not shooting for the stars when, as an adult, when you have kids and all these other responsibilities and stuff like that, it's more natural to not do that because your priorities are your kids' families, making sure you have a house over your head, bills are paid and all that stuff. But then why not?
Thank you very much.
Why not take a jump? There's no risk involved.
There's
Frank Caliendo's DMs.
DMs, exactly.
There's absolutely no risk.
There is no risk.
We're just going to slide in everyone's DMs. Someone is going to say yes.
Someone's going to say yes. Eventually, you're going to ask, like obviously I'm in sales, right? So it's like when you make 30 sales calls or if you run 30 leads, you're going to get one that say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same idea here where somebody's going to tell you, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
So anyways.
But yeah, so we're putting, I don't know what. No, I think.
Oh, thank you very much, whoever that is.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Tony, you're the man.
Tony.
So yeah, it's one of those things, and I don't know if it's PSA or whatever, but like I encourage people to, within reason, find something you're passionate about. Find an outlet for your energy, the little bit you have left at the end of the day. And this wouldn't have been possible a year or two ago.
No. Of course not.
Right? Like we were still in the thick of things,
newborns,
little kids,
all sorts of
coming out of the pandemic and all that stuff. Like there's just so much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
But our kids are getting a little older. They're a little more independent. We're able to do this now.
Correct.
And slide into Frank Kelly and those DMs.
Cheers to that, buddy.
Cheers to that.
All right. So other than that, I mean, is there anything else that you think you want to cover on the topic that is important that,
Not on that topic. I want to tell you something I'm really excited about.
Ooh.
Is in 3 days, my smacking order will come in.
Oh, shut your mouth.
No, it's going to be wide open. Cheeseburger flavored sunflower seeds.
Nice, all right.
I got some barbecue, the cheddar jalapeno, because that's a staple.
Yeah.
Maple brown syrup.
That maple brown.
It's so good. They we'll be sampling them on here for sure. I got, what's up, Bearded Gardener? I've got a 10%.
Yeah.
10% off code. That you can click on the link.
Yeah. And we will put this in the comment section.
We'll try to put it on the comments. We've said that a couple times and not put it in the comments.
Eventually, one of these times,
we'll try to get it right
for you.
Otherwise, on TikTok, it's on our bio.
Yes.
On the links there. Otherwise, you can just type in.
Oh, did you ever sign up for that free link tree?
Yes.
Ooh.
I just haven't linked it to the.
Oh, that's right. That's what you said.
I have it set up.
Got it.
I just need to put that link in place of the.
It makes sense.
But yeah, so I'm super stoked. I will make at least one video. Sure. We will cover my order that I got in.
We should just lay them out.
We'll just lay them out.
It's a lot of giant nachos that you like.
You guys make on the whole.
It's like that.
It'll be just like that. But yeah, so I'm super excited for that. I'm also super excited. The next episode we will record.
Ooh.
We will have a first in-person...
In-studio guest.
Yes,
correct.
And we are super pumped for that.
Yes, and we will talk about all sorts of fun things, high school reunions, and
Pisser all that stuff. Pisser pot. Yep. I think that's a perfect note to head out on.
With any questions to the show, please email us at 2dads1mic414@gmail.com. I did not fuck it up.
You did not fuck it up.
The number 2 dads, the number 1 mic414@gmail.com. Other than that, I am Taylor. This is Mike. Peace.